Everyone, it is April 16th. It is 9:01 according to this clock, and I'm calling this Planning Committee meeting to order of the Anchorage Advisory Committee. Can we do a roll call? Ms. Jennifer?
Jennifer Rusk here.
Ron Fleming.
John Wesley Nash here.
Sam Lurie.
Chris Riedel King?
Ted Lawwill.
Ed Schoonover.
Jim Adderholt.
And our illustrious Harbor Master.
Curtis Ludwig,
All
Harbor
right.
Master.
Perfect. Okay, all right. I think we're really moving along. This is exciting stuff. So, Jennifer, do you want to start by talking about the nonprofits, your schematic? I need to ask you about meal certificates and anything that's outstanding. So you give your little report.
Yes. I actually came up and I'll go ahead and pass this around so you can see where the tables are going to be set up, and it's got the amount of feet. It basically tells the town exactly where we want the tables, and we do have a few more in the past week, organizations that heard about it and wanted to join in, and so we aren't adding any more tables than what we discussed. The last time we had discussed 17 tables and I think 35 chairs. But they are willing to share space with other organizations with the tables, so.
So who have you got added?
Yep, so let's just go down the list. We've got the Anchorage Committee, we've got Murph, the Coast Guard, the Fire Department, Captains of Clean Water, Friends of the Library, Community Foundation. See, I reached out to them also, but I think in transition, they didn't get the email, but they do want to attend. The Garden Club, Yacht Harbor Club, Estero Garden Club, and Matanzas Preserve will be sharing a table with Buddies, Estero Bay Buddies. They will be donating for the raffle a backpack with koozie cups and coloring books and chip holders and
That is
stuff.
who? Is that
That's coming
Matanzas
from-
Bay?
Yeah, Buddies, Estero Bay Buddies.
Estero Bay Buddies, okay.
Lovers Key, Friends of Lovers Key, Friends of Mound House, Turtle Time Inc., Crow, Women's Club, Estego Bay, Keep Lee County Beautiful, Beach Talk Radio, the Pod Protectors, and Native Plant Society.
Hold on. Pod Protectors and Native Plant Society? Is that together?
Oh, no. Native Plant Society is going to be, they always set up at the Murph table.
Okay, so the things that you've added are Estero Bay Buddies, which is conjoined with Matanzas Past Preserve,
Correct.
Friends of the Library, Community Foundation, Yacht Harbor
Those will
Club.
be Friends of Library and Community Foundation are sharing a table.
Okay,
The Garden Club and Yacht Harbor Club are going to be sharing a table.
okay. Pod Protectors and Native Plant Society.
Yes.
Okay, so.
I did not hear the Coast Guard Auxiliary.
Yeah.
Yes, Coast Guard.
She just said
Didn't I say?
Oh, okay, I didn't know if there was two
I'm
separate
sorry.
ones.
I just-
No, that's good, thank you.
So when I redo this, I'll re-alphabetize everything because I think it's just easier to have them in an alphabetic order so we can
But
keep
that
track.
is it for
Okay.
organizations. No more room, no more.
Okay,
So
so the 17 tables and 35 chairs, that's for the nonprofits plus our registration.
right,
correct?
correct. So Anchorage needs 2 tables, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What about Beach Talk Radio? Will they need a table?
They probably will, so maybe we need 18.
They probably won't. I would say that they don't. He's pretty self-contained.
Yes,
Unless,
has his own
unless he-
table?
Yeah.
He's been set up on the
I
stage,
think
right?
Right.
he might have his own table, but I'll just bring an extra just in case. I'll put
Okay.
18 down, that's not a problem
Okay.
at all.
So, yeah, that shows where all the organizations, I might have to switch that around, but it does show that BTR and Anchorage on the stage.
Yeah, okay.
So, I might have got lost a little bit in the list, but how many total tables is that?
We have total of 15 tables. It's same as what we
What we talked about before?
discussed. Yeah,
Okay.
well, 15 for the organizations, 2 tables for Anchorage.
Okay,
Stage.
so a total of 17?
Yes.
Plus the one for Beach
Yeah,
Talk,
I'm
just in
gonna do 18
case.
tables is what I'm
18.
gonna grab for us.
And if
And
you
then-
look at my husband and I went and we did all the measurements. It's gonna be really nice the way it's set up. It's 3 tables across, 5 rows. The two, you can see the front will be the anchor, or the front of the stage will be the Coast Guard Auxiliary, the Fire Department, and Captains for Clean Water. Behind them, the little X's, reflect the chairs behind them, then basically the tables will be back to back. And, they'll have 6 feet in between those tables, so people can sit comfortably. And, it goes all the way back to the wall.
So,
Jennifer, I'm sorry.
sorry, total chairs is 30-ish,
I think we said 35 chairs.
35. So does the town have a vehicle that can, is it coming
A
from Bay
trailer.
Oaks?
Correct.
And,
So this is my plan. I'm gonna have all this set up for us, so, we will, I'm gonna grab these tables and chairs next week, probably like Wednesday, Thursday. I got something to do Friday, so I'm just planning accordingly. I'm gonna store them in a, Matanzas Inn, has a unit right outside our trailer. I'm gonna store all the tables and chairs there. So Sunday morning when we come in, it's just a short walk from there to Bay Oaks to be able to,
Bayside
set up-
Park.
I mean Bayside Park,
That's a
sorry.
long walk.
Sorry, yeah, sorry, Bayside Park. So we'll be set up ready to rock and roll Sunday morning to set up.
Curtis, would it be okay if I met you down there so I could clean the tables in? Because I just realized I'm gonna be
Yeah,
really
I-
focused on, checking in all the organizations and giving them their parking passes and things like that, so.
I'm gonna get there early.
Yeah.
On Saturday morning, probably around 9 o'clock. to start
Sunday
setting
morning.
up. So I think we will have, plenty of time to.
You mean for Sunday
Sunday.
morning?
Sunday
Sunday.
morning to clean the tables and set up and all that stuff.
So if we're there by 10,
No.
and we can clean tables?
Yeah.
so, will you need assistance then Sunday morning at, what did you say, 9 o'clock?
Yes.
You need some
Yes,
help
I would
moving
need
tables
some
and stuff like
assistance.
that?
That would be great.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to get some of my guys to be down there as well.
Okay.
as well, so.
My husband and I, will be there at 10 a.m. and we also have a big heavy-duty dolly that we can probably pile up a bunch of.
Yeah, I was gonna bring one
tables.
too, Jennifer. Yeah.
So
And
I mean, if 10 should be enough time to
10
get
should
the,
be fine then.
And I
10 's fine.
I do have that cooler,
yeah.
Okay,
by the
yeah,
way.
I did locate mine as well, so.
And then I just have a few more things.
Before you go there, can I just ask, you said something about pods,
Yeah, pod protectors.
what is that?
It's an organization that protects our dolphin
Oh.
pods around the island.
Dolphin pods?
Mhm.
Excellent.
I thought it was seed pods.
I didn't know.
These are storage pods. you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
could be, we're protecting those, do not let them float into the bay.
Yeah. One thing I just wanted to bring up, I don't know if it's an issue, but, there are stairs leading up to the stage.
Okay,
So I guess I was just a little worried if there were somebody that didn't do stairs. They're not big steps, but maybe we could have somebody, kind of keep an eye on if somebody has a hard time
Oh,
getting
sure.
up, that we can go down and help them with, the registration or
or can we put our tables right in front of the stage, or does that take up too much of your room?
Yeah, because
Okay.
that area is gonna be where the fire department, Captain's Clean Water, and the Coast Guard, their front of their tables are gonna be there, so that would block the people from walking. And then, you know what we could do? We could have a table up under the stage and then a table off to the right. There's a lot of area off to
That's
the
fine.
right. I don't
Yeah.
know, whatever you decide you wanna do.
Yeah, we can figure it out day of.
Where should the A-frame sign go?
And what did we think we were putting on that signage?
Just the
Jennifer?
information, registration here, drawing.
You're gonna have
here.
sponsors listed?
We could have the
As a separate,
sponsors
yeah.
listed,
And prizes.
and some of the prizes, I have both sides, and it's
Yeah.
pretty big, and I've got big pens, so I'll just put the
Yeah.
Yeah.
sponsors.
Sponsored by, and, I don't know if you wanna call them gift, but.
Prize
Prizes.
donors or something like
Okay.
Yeah,
that.
and you could have them all as one, you don't have
Yeah.
to separate them out,
Right.
you say sponsored by,
Yeah,
and just put them all together. include
thanks, supported by, or.
Supported by.
Yeah.
supported by, yeah.
I think we'll figure out placement, Jennifer, based on how we see traffic pattern.
It's gonna be due day of.
Yeah, but that's terrific. All right, so now that we have,
One more thing, I'm sorry.
Okay.
We did get, from Margaritaville, 2 Fins at Beach Club passes.
okay,
And 2 Women's Club passports from the Women's Club.
great, thank you. When you think about the number of meal certificates we should have allotted to your volunteers, how,
Yeah.
what are you thinking? Cause now we're up to, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 organizations. Do you think 2 per each?
Sure.
Okay, just, we're ballparking that. We
Yeah.
don't know that that's
How
gonna come
are
to
we,
fruition.
should I be handing that stuff out when I'm handing out the parking passes when they're coming in, or?
I think that makes sense.
That would make sense.
Does that make sense
I
to
think
you?
that's gonna be a register thing, because they'll
Well-
just register with the mooring field patrons for their that way you can keep a list of them
Okay.
all.
So you want the nonprofit organizations and the
Just to walk up to the
To
member
register?
registration, yeah.
Yeah, so let's
way
have
it'll be one
let's
list.
have a separate, so we'll have sign-up sheet for the boaters, for the VIPs, and one for the nonprofits, and that way you can just mark off, I gave them 1, I gave them 2, and that way we'll have a better count of how many have been distributed. Does that work okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any chance we can get this scanned and emailed?
Yeah.
That would be wonderful.
Actually, I can,
That-
you could just take a picture of it and scan it. I have a cam scanner, so I can do that and send it to
Okay.
Chris.
Wanna-
Yeah.
Be useful to have
Send it,
day of.
send it out to whatever.
Okay.
you want. But yeah.
And so there's plenty of room for people to walk in between. There's a total of 45 feet length, and then 21 at the most narrow part where the stage is. But I thought doing the 3 tables, 5 rows of 3 tables, gave them some room for people to walk around, and then also just for them to set up.
Looks like a great layout.
Jennifer, before Chris takes a picture of that, Chris, wait 1 sec before you take a picture. Could you just, the acronym KLB and LK, what were those again?
Keep Lee County beautiful.
Yep.
And then what was the other one?
LK,
Lover's Key.
got it.
And I mean, depending on if someone doesn't show that, I just sort of put those in. I definitely want the captains of clean water and the Coast Guard and the fire department up front. But the rest of them might have to be moved around, depending on.
And Jennifer, it should be designated as Friends of Lovers Key.
Yes, yeah, yes. I was just scribbling.
I
just,
understand, I understand. It's just-
Ed Ryan does not need a table. Correct.
If he does, he's gonna bring his own.
He text you?
Yeah, John
No, he
just-
does not need.
John just got that information
Okay.
for us.
Oh.
He does not need one.
So there'll be 6 feet in between the aisles. You think 6 feet's good for people to walk through?
That's kind of what we see.
To this
We-
table, pretty much.
Yeah.
We certainly can move it and add another 2 feet because we can move the back tables back closer to the wall, so.
I think we're good.
Okay. All right.
I have a question. Where is the crowd gonna sit and visit?
Well, we've got the tables or the benches on all the sides, so people can sit there.
How many do you think that'd seat?
Well, I don't know exactly how many benches.
And then we've got that tiki area, so we've reserved
Yeah,
that
that's
whole
what,
tiki
we-
area.
yeah.
I don't have it in my brain. How many tables are there? I mean,
The tiki area seats about 50, and that we can expand past that. But my discussion with Chef Rizzo, we're gonna try to turn that area over a couple times to make sure everybody gets their meals. But there will be some extra chairs we can overflow into.
I mean, the way I see it, we'll have seating too, right? But it's also gonna be like a mingling thing as well.
Right.
People walking around, going to
Exactly.
seeing all the I say vendors, but
Organizations.
organizations and all that.
Yeah, it's a mingling for sure event, yeah.
Okay, so you feel good?
I feel like there was one more thing, but it's okay. I have got a parking vest, a bright yellow parking vest, and I'll have my Fort Myers Beach hat on. And, I think if I can just get maybe one more person to just help me, cause I'm sure people that may are not familiar with the parking area.
Yep.
My wife will be coming, Tina will be coming, so I don't know whether she's in the past has worked the booth for the committee.
Yeah. So they'll drive up, if they need to, when they drive up, they can drop off anything that they have that's heavy that they don't wanna carry from the parking lot to the park. And I figure I'll have a couple people to help walk with that, or walk to where they're parked to help them if they need assistance.
And what time are you starting their arrival? At 11?
Yeah.
And you're staging it? So from 11 to what?
Most people are saying they wanna come at 12, and I'm a little worried that they're gonna, but I'm just gonna basically hand them the parking pass and guide them,
Okay.
to the parking, area, so. I'm hoping not to have a big backup there, so.
I'm intending on going there earlier, like when Curtis, did you
Yeah.
say 10?
Yeah.
Did it change to 10?
10.
So I'll be there to help.
I'll be there too.
If I don't have to help, great, but I'll have my cart, my cooler, in my truck if you need it. If you can't fit all those tables
And
in
if
a
you
town
just load 'em
vehicle.
up on in the truck, and I'll just park them right there, we just won't load them.
Because you need chairs too, correct?
Yeah.
So, just let me know if you need my
Absolutely.
assistance. You were gonna go there earlier in the week to pick up tables?
Yeah, I'm gonna have my crew do all that and bring them down to,
Okay,
to our trailer.
Sure.
Probably like midweek, so, that way we have everything down there, we're ready to rock and, so.
Oh, the framed sign, where we should put it, either, in front of the stage, or do you think we should put it on the street side, on the street?
Maybe on the street so everybody
So
could
people
find it.
walking by can
Yeah,
also-
I mean, I think we'll see what the traffic pattern is
Yeah.
for people coming, and then we can just, put
Okay.
it in the most visible spot for them.
Okay,
I had something else, what was it? Oh, Jennifer, will you make a list of the nonprofits and, so I'll update the sheet so that we have all of them, but the people who might want to do the 2 to 3 minute blurb with BTR, so that I
Yes.
can, I
Yes.
can handle that and
Yes.
work with that on that?
yes.
Okay,
I'd also like to, if it's all right, I'd like to get up there on the stage and thank the nonprofits, since
Sure.
I've been in communication with them for supporting the mooring field.
okay.
Jim needs time for Elvis.
Yeah.
What?
Elvis.
Oh, okay. There's no public comment, sir? I'm sorry.
Regular order.
Just like at home.
Well, let's just pivot here to sort of day of event responsibility. So here's my thoughts, and you guys chime in when I'm wrong and you wanna do something different, or we might need a couple of other hands to help us out and just be floaters. So I was thinking that voter and VIP registration would be Sam and Ted, because you've done this more.
If we could get a DACWA list,
Yeah,
Um,
already have that.
bring that with, great.
So we'll have a DACA list, we'll have a VIP list, and we'll have a nonprofit list for that. And then sort of the public drawing tickets and the, you have to buy your own meal certificates. I thought that could be you and I, John.
Do we have two-part tickets? Do we have a roll of two-part tickets?
We'll get to supplies.
Oh, sorry.
Welcome to my world, Jim.
I have chunks of things that we're going through. Nonprofits, definitely Jennifer, plus you think we can help you out, there'll be people on scene, so we'll
And
help you.
I'll walk around to make sure that they're all happy, and
Okay,
if they need anything, I'll be the one to be the point of contact.
okay. I can be the liaison with Beach Talk. Floaters, I'm thinking, the Tiki area, crowd redirect, Ron and Ed, just sort of helping out wherever we need.
sure.
And drawings, John, since you're organizing all of that, I think you will help with, once we get to the 3 o'clock drawing, you'll
Right.
help coordinate that,
Sure.
okay?
And
Ed's gonna do the
Yes,
announcement, right?
yep,
So make sure-
absolutely, yep,
Yep.
yep, so as long as we have like little blurbs for him to read, he can do that, but,
Absolutely.
okay. All right, any other major jobs?
I'm sorry, jump back to, interfacing with Ed, what was the other thing you said?
So you and I will do the registration for
Right.
just the public, giving the public their tickets, and then also if people are interested in the $25 meal coupons that they wanna purchase, that would be
I'll
us,
work
and
with
then
that,
you'll
okay.
do the drawing.
I have a question.
Yes,
I'm a cruiser and I'm there and I have my food ticket. How do I get my food? Who do I talk to?
you go over to the tiki area and you
Okay.
order from Snug,
But
so
they'll-
I think,
okay,
you know,
so I
if you
mean,
wanna.
I'll be able to tell this is.
Yes, absolutely, and so once we're there and right before the event starts, I think we can have a little confab and just make sure we all know what we're doing, and there will be things that will not go as according to plan. They
Of course.
just don't, so we're gonna have to be able to pivot, and I
I
know.
put on a huge music festival and to raise money for the food bank, and it was a lot. It's a lot of work, and it was
Mhm.
3 times the size. But there's always something that might
Oh,
go
yes.
bumpity bump, but we'll take care of it.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right, we're strong, we can do it.
So, Madam Chair, I will be there as well, so you can fill me in wherever you
Okay.
want me to put, but I have a question for you, and as our marketing expert, I am gonna be a guest on Beach Talk Radio that morning at 10 o'clock. Is there what's the marketing message? What's our messaging that morning to the public? Come on down, tell me a little bit about what you're thinking in terms of messaging.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have put it into, sort of our highlights, and we've reframed the information on the website. So it's really about, we're here, we're having this day to celebrate the boaters and recognize them for coming to our mooring field, making our mooring field successful. It's great for the economic vitality of the island. It's also great environmentally because we have control over what they do. And we just want this to be an opportunity for the public to come and learn more about, the boaters, learn more about the mooring field.
So we're
And-
urging the public to come on down
Absolutely,
and be
yes.
part of this.
Yes, so every person over the age of 18 can have one ticket for the drawing, so they have to be present to win at 3 o'clock. And we'll also have $25 meal deals from Snug Harbor that we can hand out.
So, but the raffle ticket is free.
It's not a raffle, it's a drawing.
I'm sorry, the drawing ticket is, and then it's a $25 lunch ticket.
Right,
And but Snug is obviously excited about having more public come down and support.
yeah,
And
so I mean, the $25 for the VIPs and our nonprofits and our boaters, we are covering that
Yep,
cost.
yep.
But otherwise, we'll have another version where they can present it at Snug and get the same deal, they'll just have to pay for it.
But we want
Yes,
the public
we
to be
do.
engaged, we want them to come on down and,
Absolutely,
okay?
we'll have music playing.
Obviously, the
Ted.
not-for-profits can
Meet the
tell their.
boater,
yeah.
meet the boaters.
Yeah.
Meet to meet the boaters.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, it's to meet the boaters, and also there's these organizations that
Yeah.
Jennifer has confirmed for this. There's a lot of marine education opportunities.
Yep,
Chris, would this be a good?
And
thing for Jim
giveaways
back
too.
in?
Yep, okay.
Yes, I
Swag.
will make sure
Okay.
he gets that.
Pass
Oh, you
around.
want it? Okay,
Sure,
yeah.
have extras.
Yep, all right. And I'll be updating our highlight sheet, and we'll make sure that you get that
Okay,
as well.
that would be great.
So
Thank
you
you.
have all
Yep.
of the facts.
Oh, thank you.
And then we can, if you need us, we can just come to the window behind you, and we can, because we'll be
Heckle,
outside,
yeah, that would be
just
great,
there.
yeah. Heckling's,
For whatever
Try to
you need.
keep that to
Encourage-
2 minutes if you could, Mr. Vice
that's
Mayor.
not gonna happen.
Heckling seems fun.
I have a question.
Yes.
How many meal tickets for the $25 deal that will we be handing out to the public? Because I had a lot of neighbors that are excited about that.
So let's just pivot there and we'll talk about our supplies. So, Curtis, I added a couple things to your list. Do you have clipboards?
I do have some clipboards.
So we could have like 4 clipboards. I'm thinking 2 at each registration. Because that way, in case it's windy, things will not blow away.
Yeah, that's not a
Um,
problem at all.
And you were looking into creating name tags for the committee members so that we were recognizable as being part of Anchorage?
Yeah, so, is on. So what I will do, I was just thinking about just getting the sticky name
Hello, my
tags. Do
name
we
is-
have to, does it need to be something nicer or?
I mean, over
or
time,
would that be,
it would be nice to have ones kind of like the Women's Club has or some of the other organizations in town, but if that's something that, you know, the town doesn't do for committees, that's fine. We can do the sticky version.
yeah, I'll ask. I don't think they do. That's
Okay.
something that I really don't know. I'll have to ask, but I was just, for this being the first year.
Sure.
I wonder if the town would let us use these to put on the tables.
Oh, we could,
That way
Well,
it's our name.
yeah.
I think if we use the sticky version, we could give it to the people on town council.
Correct.
And the voters,
And
if they want to be recognized with their names.
I don't think, if you're moving around, I don't know
Yeah.
what good this would be.
Right.
You know
She was
what's
just
great
thinking,
about
put
the
them on the
sticky ones-
registration tables in front of us. Yeah,
what's great about the sticky ones is people can put their names on it and where they're from, especially,
Yeah.
the voters, if we
Yeah.
do the voters also.
okay,
Or, more importantly, what kind of boat they have.
okay.
If
Ask me
possible,
about my boat.
if possible, Curtis, just to make this more complex, if we could have a different color for the AAC,
Members.
committee,
Yeah,
yeah, and then, maybe whites for the guests. Just make it, easier for people to see that you're part of the committee and you can help them or answer questions. If not, you
No,
know, it's
I
not a
gotcha.
big deal.
Sounds good. I'll write it down. We'll figure it
Yeah,
out.
not a big deal if we can't.
And
Yes, sir.
I don't want to go out of order, but, and then obviously make the pitch, but then the band starts at 4. Do we know the name of the band?
We
I
did.
do, it was listed somewhere.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I can add that name
Okay.
of the band.
Okay.
It's in, somebody, it was in the notes, I think, Curtis sent around.
And the band starts at 4, correct?
Right.
Yep.
Now they start at 4, I'm wondering what time they need to set up, cause it looks like it's a big band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, by that time, most of our registration stuff will be done, so we can kind of move out of the way and,
I
Should
think
I
when-
ask the organizations start breaking down at like 3:15?
I don't think you wanna do that.
No?
'cause
I think the
people are
public's-
still mingling.
Yeah.
At 3:30, I think you just wanna start from the stage as far as breakdown goes
Mhm.
and move out. If the band needs extra setup time, they're just gonna need it on the stage. They're not gonna need it,
I was just thinking about the crowds that come for the bands that they
Right.
might want, that area cleared out.
yep.
But if
I
we're
think,
working from the front back.
yeah.
Correct. I
I
think the
don't-
first
I
play,
don't
when
think
we,
it's an issue.
when we break down, I think the first thing we need to break down is the stage,
Correct.
to get the band on, and then, like Ed said, I'm agreeing with you,
And maybe-
move our way back to
And maybe,
clear it.
set our stuff towards the edge, front edge, and that still gives them the ability to start setting behind it.
Right.
That's
Or
fine.
they can, there's kind of a walkway back there, they could start setting up their
Right.
equipment, and then we can help them move it onto the stage if they need extra time.
Absolutely.
Okay, coolers, I've got Ed and Jennifer and the town with coolers, does the town have a cooler?
We have one in our trailer. I got a couple Yetis at the house I can bring.
Water and ice, Sam?
I will be bringing the water, and I talked to the restaurants, they have no extra ice, so I'll pick up a
Okay.
couple bags of ice. At 7-Eleven, if they don't have them for some reason, I can always go across the bridge to the convenience store, but I will be bringing a couple hundred bottles of water and maybe 4 or 5 bags of ice.
Okay,
I'll fill up my cooler with ice, it's a huge cooler.
Good.
I'll
Oh, that would be great.
we've got the 17 tables and 34, 35 chairs. Got our
How
duct,
many chairs do we want for the Anchorage?
I think we just need 2 at each registration, so we need 4.
chairs, then that would make,
That's 2 per table, so just kind of what we were planning.
I don't plan on sitting that day.
Yeah, I know. Duct tape and zip ties, we got John. Jars for the donations, you've got your jars. Double drawing tickets, do we have those in hand yet? The ones for the prize drawing?
No, I'll get that and the name tags this week.
Okay.
Won't be an issue.
Curtis has the duct tape and zip guide
Okay,
that, and whatever we don't use goes to them to use as they choose.
okay,
Can I request one more, supply?
sure.
The Friends of the Library, or the library is gonna, supply, the holders, the sign holders that I will put up on the table, so each organization's got their own sign in front
Okay.
of the table. I do need double-sided, Velcro tape, it's like
Okay.
double-sided Velcro, so I can place those signs up.
Or you can take this gaff tape and just roll it and, you know, that would,
No, it needs to be like heavy-duty Velcro, double-sided Velcro to hold the sign, cause if it's windy, tape will just.
Okay, I will order that.
Ed Ryan just said the name of the band is Riverside.
What?
Ed
Ben's
just, yeah,
Riverside?
yep.
Okay. Okay. Signage, so, I see that, look, you have started
I-
making some things, so
I
we got
started
2
making some
registration
things.
signs, show us what you got.
Before I laminate them,
Okay,
we're gonna go with the bold print, so this is gonna be for the Mooringfield occupants and the VIPs.
do you need to add VIP on there?
Probably should, huh?
Okay.
VIP,
And nonprofits?
where? Just
Well, VIPs, let's.
VIPs, that'll
Just
be,
tell the
they'll know to
nonprofits
go,
they're VIPs.
they'll know to go to the
Okay,
to the VIP
Okay.
table.
Okay.
So that won't be there. It's gonna say free ticket for 3 PM drawing,
okay,
and then we're gonna have one for the general public.
meal tickets.
Meal tickets for sale, $25.
Well, I'm not sure for sale is the right thing, meal tickets.
Available.
Like say $25 meal ticket deal or something, yeah, something like that.
How about just meal tickets, $25,
Okay.
just like that?
So
They
can
might.
But I
then
think
get
that they're gonna
confused.
pay us,
Right,
so,
exactly.
let's see.
Oh, yeah, you're right, you're
So
right.
maybe something like $25 tickets, meal, no, I
Available
don't,
for
$25 meal deal,
I know what you're saying.
there.
They're not-
$25
they're not
meal
paying us
deal
anyway.
tickets.
Can I just get the elementary explanation of this? So if the general public gets a meal ticket, the money exchange will happen with the
With the
Snug
restaurant,
restaurant, not the
Yes.
Anchorage committee.
Correct.
we're not touching any money.
So if there was any, like, say, advance meal sales, that would go through Snug Harbor, that wouldn't have anything to do with,
There won't
with
be,
us.
it's all day of sale, it's all day of event.
Can I
And,
make a suggestion?
Sure.
On this one here, and it's not a big deal, maybe in red up top, VIPs,
Yeah, put this up here.
yeah.
What about $25 meal,
Just so it's easy.
coupon?
yeah, that's good,
Coupon, I think that way it implies that they
$25 meal
take the
coupon.
coupon to the restaurant.
That's better description.
But at what point do they then spend their money? I'm
They-
At the
confused
restaurant.
about that.
So, we give them the coupon, they go to Snug Harbor, they order one of the 4 meals, and then they pay Snug $25.
Okay.
And these will be 2 different colors. And here's what they're gonna look like, since we're there already. Here's what they're gonna look like. So, this will be the ones they pay for. It's gonna just say, Cruiser Day Appreciation, must order by 3:30, I'll get to that in a second. It's gonna have the 4 menu items. I think I went over this last time trying to get the fancy salad. My meeting with Chef Rizzo, fancy salad is not really an option because it takes a long time to make. So we're gonna have a regular salad,
Oh.
and they can get it with or without chicken.
Okay,
So there'll be something for vegetarians. There's gonna be a cheeseburger, the chicken sandwich, and the fried shrimp basket. So on every table, there will be a menu. It'll be at both the tables, in the front where you register. I'm gonna laminate like 20 of these. So it'll be on all the tables at the Tiki Hut, it'll be at our registration, so people don't have to ask. It's a complete description of all the 4 meals, just like it comes off their menu. And on the ticket, it'll have the 4 choices, but they'll be able to see exactly what it is right before before they order. It'll be posted all over the place. So,
so they're making money on the salad.
They're making yeah, the vegetarian salad, they're totally making money on. They're gonna make some money that day, hopefully, because, but it is a little bit, you know, it's self-contained because the tip's included, and it's probably maybe a $3 discount,
Yeah.
something like that.
Right.
It's about 15%
Yeah.
off,
Okay,
something like that.
perfect.
Did they have another,
Drinks will make up
option
for it.
besides chicken? Did they have like a
Yeah,
shrimp
there's,
or?
yeah, there's a salad.
Oh, no, with the
cheeseburger.
salad I meant. You said
Oh.
chicken.
You can
bacon,
chicken
No, because that was the only one that fed in,
Oh.
that was into the shrimp, and the grouper was overpriced
Okay.
for us.
But they can do an
So-
uplift on their self if they choose.
Right,
Yeah.
they can buy whatever they want,
Yeah.
you know, if they decide, and the people are gonna be spending money on drinks.
Yeah.
They'll be paying cash for drinks, but the soft drink or an iced tea's included. So,
Okay, so that one's the one
these
for
are
the
two
public.
different, yes,
Yep,
that
and
one's the
then
one for the
other
public, and where's the comp one? The comp one looks like this. Oh, here it is. How about that? That's right where it's supposed to be.
Okay,
So this is the comp one, which will be on a different, I'm gonna give you this. Are you gonna print these up, or do you want me to?
if you could.
I
print 'em
can
up-
do them, I just
Need
need,
some colored paper?
I need some color paper.
Does the town have
I
colored
can-
paper?
I'll ask
Okay.
after the meeting.
Okay.
We'll ask Donna.
I had color paper before
Okay.
the start. So this one's just gonna be the same thing, except complimentary meal includes soft drink, tax, and tip.
Okay,
Must order, so, I know me and Curtis went back, Curtis is already privy to all this stuff. I requested that we could get meals until 5 or actually 6 o'clock. And what happens is the meals are only available till 3:30. They must be ordered before 3:30, so if people are getting ready to leave, they can sit down at the tiki and they can order before 3:30. They switch the kitchen over to dinner. So they won't have these items available, so 3:30. But what I did ask them is, how about if the VIPs and people that come early, the restaurant opens at 11 o'clock. So all these vendors that are setting up, you know, it's like every concert, hurry up and wait. You know, every event, it's hurry up and wait. So once their table's set up, they can go eat anytime from 11 till 3:30. So maybe some of us and everybody else will want to eat a little bit earlier, you know, and free up some of the space under the tiki hut. So,
Was Rizzo acceptable? I mean, I brought that up last meeting, that it's gonna be easier for the restaurant if we go earlier at 11, so Rizzo's good with that?
he said they're open at 11 and they're ready to serve.
Yeah.
And I told him maybe all the staff and all these people will come early. He goes, that's fine. He goes, that's a great time to come. We will have the tiki all to ourselves, starting at 11.
Honestly, I think it would benefit us to probably take advantage of that and eat
Yes.
before
Yeah.
people get there, so we have a full stomach, that kind of thing. We
Yeah.
can do our thing.
Another thing is, if we're ready, this is, all these voters are gonna know, free food. Everyone that, Ted and I know, and everyone will be there at 1 o'clock. If people start showing up at 12:30, 1:45, and we're ready to go,
that's
there's
fine.
nothing to stop us from
Right.
Right.
going and getting the meals going,
yeah,
I
and
agree.
getting everything going.
terrific, great job.
So I will laminate these,
Okay,
put them, make a couple to put at the tables here. I will do these tickets on colored paper.
I was thinking green for the ones that are free and another color for the ones that are, that people have to pay for.
Yep.
And so here's where we get to the numbers. I was thinking for the ones that we're giving out that are
Rob?
free, I was thinking 125,
I better do 150.
okay. And then for the general public, do you think 200 is too many or too few?
200. So-
Did they specify an amount of these $25 lunches that we
Many
give
as
out?
we have a minimum, so my discussion with the chef is that our minimum is $2,000. So that's 80 meals. So I specifically asked him to keep the coupons. We were not required to place a deposit. So they're gonna trust us for the money, and Sunday event, it'll get turned into Curtis on Monday. I told him by the middle or the end of the week, it'll be submitted to be
Correct.
paid. So I asked him to keep the green tickets and turn them in for cash, but I also asked him to keep the public tickets to go towards our minimum, which I think just, we're
Yeah,
gonna cover our
meet our
minimum.
Right.
But if it happens to be a cloudy or rain, or drizzly day or something, we wanna make sure that we meet our minimum, that we use that to meet our minimum.
86 and partly cloudy is what it's gonna be. so,
Sweet.
According
Clouds
to,
is good.
yeah,
I'm worried about the shade sales.
yeah. Okay. Terrific.
Okay.
Okay, so
That's it for me.
150 of the green ones that are free and 200 of the meal deals.
Yep.
Okay. Drawing prize rules, I have them. If I make sure that you have it, can you laminate a few copies?
I can name it.
Okay. Do we need any sort of tiki seating signage, or will Snug provide that? Like this reserved for cruisers? Does Snug do that?
Tiki's gonna be reserved for us.
Okay,
So,
okay.
Did our meals jump up a little bit?
In
You're
terms of
saying like,
number?
I'm basically just talking about the free ones? Yes.
Like
Well-
the,
Saying
the
150
price,
now?
the price was the best. I suggested $20, they came back at $28. So I got it down to $25,
And I think perhaps
which
next
is a
time.
little bit better than going in as a public person.
I'm talking about the total number of meals that we're giving out.
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
because of the nonprofit volunteers, I think that's where our number really jumped up. So we're inviting the Mooring Ball boaters, our committee, council members, and the nonprofit booth volunteers. I was gonna go through those numbers, and then town staff and guests. So I don't know that we'll use all of those. I think 150 is really high there, Ed,
Okay.
depending on, who all shows up, but.
Yeah, a few of the nonprofits actually said that they probably wouldn't use the lunch tickets because they'll be too busy
Yeah.
trying to promote, but it's a nice thing to offer.
I'm asking for budget purposes. Did we get any additional donations? Since
So
our
right now,
last
we're at
meeting?
a total of 3,300 right now.
Okay, so if we give out 150 meals, unless my math is terribly Beach Talk Radio-like, we're over budget.
So 3,300 divided by 25, 132 meals is what we can afford with our budget. So.
Okay.
I think that's a high number. I was estimating 125, so Sam was just gonna print some extra coupons in case. But we'll figure out how to make up the difference. I know that that's very important to you, and it
Yes.
should be to all of us.
All right?
I'm sorry, Chris.
Yeah,
Just to give you a little confidence, when I talked to you about you before the, meeting, not supposed to say that. When I talked to you, what I expressed to you,
mm-hmm,
you can decide which way you want it to go.
okay,
Just let me know.
okay. We'll talk about that in a second. John, do you wanna make a couple of signs with all of the drawing prices listed? Is that something you could do, just, print up a sheet and we can have it at the table so people can see all of the different drawing prizes?
As opposed to a poster.
Yeah, I mean, one poster will be great, but do we wanna have more copies of it somewhere, or? I mean, I'll have the highlight sheet, so I will print a couple copies of
Yeah.
that. I can just have that at the ready. I'll do that.
I mean, I can certainly do either one, whatever you
Okay.
prefer, just let me know.
Okay.
Madam Chair, I
Yes.
just got it, I'm conveying a note from Ed.
Okay.
He says, Peter, which I assume is from Snug Harbor, says the band starts setting up between 2 and 2:30.
Oh, I had a feeling.
And he said that Ed said he's gonna get the contact person who sets up the stage so they can coordinate a smooth transition.
Okay.
And he said he can reach out to them, or he could pass it along to you to reach out to them, so the transition could be smooth.
They can reach out to me, that's fine.
Okay, I assume he's listening, right? We're on, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
We are.
okay. So yeah, that might, you may be able to do both, set up and still have the tables up there, but I think as long as everybody's talking to each other, that probably,
Yeah.
it would work out.
So my thought is that they're gonna do the drawing, or they're gonna do the vendors, starting at 2. Everybody's gonna come up and make their little spiel, for the vendors,
Nonprofits?
the nonprofits. And once they're done with that, the drawing is scheduled for 3. But everyone's gonna already have their tickets. So if we do the drawing at 3, basically it should go pretty quick. I think Ed from Beach Talk is gonna give a brief summary. Here's SOB, it's right down the
Yeah.
way, walk from the dinghy dock. That should be done well before 3:30, probably 10 after, quarter after. Once that's done, pretty much we can break down the stage.
Yeah.
So,
So I'll talk to them and find out what they really need to put on the stage, and again,
Yeah.
can they use that back area to just put their equipment together and get it, and then,
I would think if the tables that are on the stage were up towards the front, the front, very
Right.
front of the stage, and
Yep.
it still might be a little bit too high that way.
Yeah, I would
People
not,
aren't gonna walk up on the stage to get their tickets, they're
we
gonna,
can reach over.
yeah.
We'll
I
just-
think
we'll
Chris
just have
had it
this-
right, that the tables should be to the edge, so nobody has to go up the step onto the stage. The
But
stage
there's-
is only a foot high anyways, I
yeah,
think.
but there's like 3
this.
steps, so.
On this, each
The
side.
stage?
Yeah, there's, the steps are actually, it's like 3 steps going up, and so that's a far reach, and that seems a little dangerous. If I were you, I would have the tables as far back as possible, so people can walk up the steps and safely get onto the stage to get.
Or
I
can
think
we
it's
have
actually
them
less safe
off?
to have people walking up and down the steps, personally, with no guard, with no railing
Yeah.
behind them to come up to the tables.
And if we put the tables just in front of the stage,
That's
just
what I was
barely in
gonna ask.
front, we don't have to worry about them setting up for the band
Or
quite
like you
so
said,
much.
off to the side,
Off to
Jennifer,
the
that there was
side.
one side that we
Yeah.
could have it on. And then maybe, part of your floater duties, would be to guide people to the right registration table or
Sure.
something.
Pied Piper,
Yeah, there you go.
yeah.
So you're not gonna set up on the stage?
Well, I think we'll still have Ed on the stage, with his equipment, but he can be on the very front of it.
Yep,
There's an area off to the right.
I think you need to make that decision after you talk to the band.
Yeah, right.
Also, circling back, because I'm gathering all the donations, let me do the handout sheet, cause
Okay.
there may be changes at
Okay.
the last minute.
Oh, that's a good point, because I think, a few other organizations might be donating stuff for the drawings.
Yeah. So,
I have a sunshine question. Too bad the seminar is next
Yeah,
week.
Next week.
But, just for the sake of sunshine, can I email Chris these things for proof, or do I have to give them to Curtis? And
I just think since you've asked that on the public record, I think that's a good policy to go through Kurt, just for your own protection.
Yeah.
Yep.
Send it to him, he'll send
Don't
it to
start.
me, I'll look at it, I'll get it right back.
We wanna get John in trouble.
That's right. I'm not sure how John's involved, but okay.
That's okay. Everything will go, you know what it will say, so you don't have to spend a lot of time, it will say, please forward to members or something.
Okay,
And I think it has to go to the entire committee,
Yes.
Yeah.
just for your own protection, yep.
that's been,
okay. All right, I think we're good on all our supplies and our signs. Just a reminder of run of show, we're gonna start, a lot of us are gonna show up at 10 to help place the tables and clean the tables. Starting at 11, the nonprofits are gonna start showing up. Our registration officially opens at 1, but if people come early, we'll be ready. Meals can be ordered between 11 and 3:30. We'll do the boater intros at 1:45. So as you guys sign up boaters, you might ask who would be willing to do a little, meet and greet with Ed. We'll do the nonprofits at 2, 3 o'clock, the drawings, and then we'll start tearing down.
quick question on the drawing
Yeah,
flyers. Any count, 200, 300, 400, or
oh,
maybe I misunderstood, I thought you had handouts, or you just?
oh, no, just wanted something at the registration table so that
Okay.
people could see what the
Gotcha.
prizes were for.
Got you, maybe bring 5 and,
Yeah, that will be plenty.
I have another question. Will the Anchorage committee have, information on, pump outs and information, about the mooring field?
Yes, I'll supply information for all that. I'll put I'll print out like a little flyer, the overview of the morning field and stuff, that we can have there on the table for people to take.
Hey, John, regarding those prizes, if you want to type up that list and email it to Curtis and tell him to forward it to everybody, I can laminate those. You can, once they're laminated, you can tape them down.
Sure,
Or put 'em
just,
wherever you want.
I'm just concerned it may be the night before until we have
Yeah.
a complete list, but if that works for you,
That'll be fine. I can do that
Okay.
the night before.
Okay,
Just easier if everything's laminated, if people are
Oh,
spilling
absolutely.
drinks and.
and you have a
the tape,
laminator,
can-
you have a laminator, everybody's got a
tape 'em
laminator.
down.
Me, I'm so jealous. Curtis, permit, we're done, we're good, you've got it?
Yes.
Did we pay for it?
No, not yet. But I talked with Tracy. But we have that covered.
How
And the
much
pla-
is it?
I don't know the full amount. I think it's around like 200 and something. Yeah.
Okay,
So, there she goes. So on Friday, since it's a weekend, it'll be available where you can pick it up?
Correct.
Good.
Correct.
I do know that the permit, I believe we only had, 10 tables on the permit, but I don't think the fire department's gonna have a problem with 5 more tables.
well, we had a 10 by 10 tents, so that's
Right.
one,
Yeah.
it's like 1,000 square feet,
right.
so as long as I
Oh,
think
that's
we're
good.
within
If,
that.
if only a fire commissioner served on the Anchorage Advisory
Yeah.
Committee.
Shouldn't be a concern.
And the fire department's gonna be there and have a table, so.
Right.
Okay, I wanna go through what I have in terms of drawing prizes so far. So we've got the folk stuff, Friends of Lovers Key. Jennifer said there's Margaritaville, 2 passes for Fins Up,
Beach club.
Beach Club. You've got 2 Women's Club passports. And then some things that we already knew about, but I'll go through them. The $100 Islander certificate. 2-night stay at Matanzas Inn. $40 certificate and T-shirt from Petey's Upper Deck. $25 certificate and hat from Wahoo Willie's.
yeah,
$50 certificate and hat from SOB. You've got the merchandise package from Whale Sandy Bottom Station 31, which can be divvied up because there's a lot of stuff in there. I'm going to get something from Island Carts. I don't have that yet. We've got a 2-night stay at Diamond Head, which John is gonna pick up. We've got 2 day pass packages. They're each good for up to 4 people at the Pink Shell. Well, John's gonna pick that up for me. Nervous Nellies, Sam, you had 2 free entrees and a hat. We've got the 2 Key West Express tickets. And Jennifer, you said the Estero Bay Buddies were doing a backpack with stuff?
Backpack, all the stuff. And I hadn't actually, asked the organizations if they wanted to donate, so today I'm gonna finalize the last letter for confirmation and all the good information and, ask them if they wanted to contribute to the drawing.
So Ron, you were going to a couple other places, did you
Yeah, I
get
haven't
anything
heard
else?
back yet.
Okay, and Ted, you were going to Moss?
Yeah, I
No,
haven't heard back yet. but
Snook, you were going to Snook Bite, right?
Snook Bite.
Yeah,
right.
okay.
Snook Bite.
and then I
check
was
it.
supposed to go to, Doc Ford's and Dixie Fish and Island Pancake, that's all in process.
Okay.
Should continue that, correct?
Yeah, I would say, go ahead and continue that. I mean,
Yeah.
we have a nice list right now.
We do.
John, are you comfortable with me sharing your contribution? You wanna talk
It's
about
your
that?
choice.
So John is willing to either do a $250 gift card to West Marine, or he could make that contribution toward covering the cost of our event if needed.
I'll leave that decision to you.
Wow, thank you.
Thank you, John.
So, which way do we wanna go? Would you feel more comfortable if we had that in our bank account?
I think we have a lot of prizes,
Yeah.
so I would suggest, my opinion would be that it goes into our bank account just for a little cushion.
Are you
I think, I'm in agreeance with Jen. I think that we should put that, I mean, as much as I want to give somebody a gift, gift certificate to West Marine. I think that's awesome, but I think for this being our first year and us, you know, building this thing, I think it's important to put that towards
Is that-
in our balance right
I
now.
think it's totally up to
I
John.
mean,
All
no
right.
problem.
Thank
Yeah.
you so
No
much.
problem,
That's
yeah.
very generous. of
Whichever
you.
works best for
Okay.
everyone.
Thank you.
Appreciate you trying to help
Yeah,
out
thank you.
then.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
I have a question about the drawing.
Yeah.
How, is it just gonna be one ticket per person?
One
How
ticket
do you
per
know
person.
whether or not they're coming back for more tickets?
I would like to like mark their hand or something.
I thought
mean-
about a
I mean,
stamp or something.
if we have a stamp, I would rather do that than try to have them each write their names down, cause I
Well-
think that's gonna get a little,
Well, on these two-sided tickets, right, they're gonna have to put their name on each,
No.
no, they have numbers on them.
No, there's
Yeah.
no.
oh, just
So we're
numbers,
just gonna
okay.
call out numbers. But I
Well-
think if we had a hand stamp, or if we could just take a
Uh,
marker and put an X on their hand or something,
I have,
you have a hand
ones-
stamp?
I have a couple of them.
that'd be great.
Perfect.
And the VIP and the Anchorage the
Yeah,
people on there,
we've
we'll
got
know
that,
we'll know
right.
them. They're only coming in once.
What we can do, when we give them a name tag or whatever, you can write VIP on the name
Yeah.
tag, so we could kind of
Mhm.
separate them so we
Right.
know, you know,
Yep,
That's a good
however
idea.
we wanna do it.
yeah, very perfect. Okay, we're almost through the list here. Why don't you talk about communication, what we've done so far, Curtis? Especially to boaters and what we've got out there for the public to see?
Yes, we have, for the town, I got with our PIO, she has been, sending out, a flyer that she created, it's basically, pretty similar to what I created that I've, shared with y'all. That has been being posted to all the social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, and that goes for the town and the Matanzas Mooring Pass page as well. I'll get with her to continue to put that out again this week and then next week as well. I sent an email out to all the boaters in the mooring field right now, and that list might have some people that have already left already, and some people coming in as well. We are going to continue to put that email out. We are going to do that next week, at the beginning of next week, and then we'll do it right at the end of next week on Friday, right before the event.
Is the flyer attached to that email?
Both flyers that the one that Nicole did and the one that I did, I put them both in that email.
Nice, they look really good. The one on the door at the
Yes,
trailer, that looks
correct.
really good.
And I have those posted all over down there by the dinghy dock.
I wonder if we can get one for like the library or,
Yeah,
other
absolutely,
areas, you know,
absolutely.
to
I can post that at
maybe
the
some of
library.
the other restaurants or the places that we've received gift cards might wanna put a poster up. And then also, did we make contact with any media, to have some camera crews down there?
Nah, I wasn't. I mean,
Maybe ask Nicole to
Yeah,
reach
I'll
out to
ask
some
Nicole.
media.
I'm sure someone would wanna pick it up and do the story on the mooring field and the boaters,
Yeah.
Cruiser Day Appreciation.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
okay. I'll get with Nicole.
Okay. Questions about communication? And we have revised the language to make sure that it's boater first language. So, you know, if we're about celebrating the boaters, recognizing the boaters, opportunity for the public to meet the boaters and learn about them. Okay, I'm gonna go through the invitation list and what I have heard back from people so far, and I wanna ask the committee, if you're going to bring a guest or not. So Sam, are you bringing a plus
Yes.
one? Okay. Ted, are you bringing a plus one?
Yes.
Ed?
I'm pretty sure Janelle's gonna go.
All right. John, I'm guessing yes. Okay. Jennifer?
My husband, Chris.
And Jan's coming?
Yes.
All right. Perfect.
Unless
well,
she goes to
Jan-
Atlanta.
Okay.
Jan is, doing the library, the Friends
Okay.
of the Library, so I don't know.
Oh, so we're gonna,
Oh.
so
Yeah.
we have a lot of overlap because I'm
Right.
like on a list and then John's on a list.
Oh, and I'm also Murph.
Right, so,
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
John's on 2 lists.
so we have a
Yeah.
lot of crossover.
He's
Yeah.
he's a big guy, he might eat 2 meals.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no. it's not.
Kathy's gonna be the cook.
You were just trying to get me in trouble.
Now that he's gone.
Yeah, he's not here now. so-
Yes,
He
right.
can't
Mayor
think
Allers and his wife are attending, Jim Adderholt and perhaps his wife are attending. Scott and Jackie are coming. I have not heard from Karen yet, so I will reach back out to her. Curtis, do you wanna tell me who you've got from your staff confirmed coming and how many tickets you're thinking?
Yes, as of right now, 4
For staff people?
staff.
Plus
I
guests?
don't know. I know Bobby. It depends. His wife may or may not come. I'll get confirmation on that. I'm not sure.
So it's you and Patty and
Patty,
Bobby?
Rich, and Bobby.
Rich and Bobby, okay.
What about the town manager?
Andy is out of town, Nicole is out of town. I have not heard back from Frankie or Chad yet, so I will nudge them. But otherwise, I think we're in good shape. I'll put together more of a estimate based on this for everybody.
One more thing about the tickets. Did you say we do have two-part tickets, or you're still hunting around for those?
No, I'll get them.
Okay,
I'm gonna order them.
if you need a resource for that, Jackie Lesack with the chamber,
Chambers.
they have them all the time, so she may be, she may have an extra big role for us with the
Okay.
two-part tickets.
Okay.
All right, that is my list. How are we feeling? Yes, sir.
I think I'm feeling very good. But, these many, individual prizes, it's gonna happen real fast. I'm gonna need help
Absolutely, yep,
handing them out.
yep.
Oh, I actually have a ton of bins. I don't know if that would be helpful if we, could put all the prize,
I had planned to do such a
do you
thing.
need bins?
Well, when you say bends, what do you
You know,
mean?
the
Bins.
Like the big
Yeah.
bins whenever we had to move out.
Totes.
I think what you're,
Totes.
I think what you're looking for, John, is a Vanna White to hold the prize and make sure the
Oh.
person gets it.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll transport them
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
If I need bins, I'll
Yep.
call you.
okay.
That's a good offer, but I'll package them
Yeah.
and,
I can help with that, and, I'd like to write people's names down.
Sure.
Just so that we can share that back with the organization on who won the prize in case they wanna make
Yeah.
sure that the person, you know, who's showing up
'cause
with
this,
it.
this is gonna happen very fast.
It is,
a
it's gonna
lot.
be fast and furious.
Yeah. I mean, we're up to what, almost 20?
Yeah? All right. I cleared with Amy that if we would like to have one more short meeting, we could do it next Wednesday prior to the sunshine training. We could meet at 12:30. Sunshine training starts at 1:30. Do we wanna have that just to go over any final details?
I would say that we probably kind of need to, because you were gonna talk to the band and
Right.
stuff like that, and that
Yeah.
was a bigger decision of
Said the 23rd.
22nd, whatever next Wednesday
It's
is?
23rd.
Okay.
No, that
well, the
works well.
sunshine meeting is the 22nd.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
22nd.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got the wrong day. So it's the 22nd. I know it's before the sunshine meeting, so it'd be at 12:30.
Yes.
And what's the day of the week?
Tuesday, isn't that?
It's two. I'll tell you in a second.
So what time?
12:30. So 12:30 to 1. Just a quick
So
run through of
that-
everything.
Tuesday or Wednesday?
Tuesday.
Whatever day the sunshine training
It's
is on.
Tuesday.
I don't know
22nd,
that.
yeah.
Tuesday, April 22nd.
You're all good with sunshine?
Tuesday,
Tuesday?
April 22nd.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, Ed.
I confirm.
Okay, it's good?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we will do that. I will confirm that with Amy. All right, so I will wrap all of this up.
12:30, I believe.
Send it
Okay,
12:30.
thank
Yep, 12:30 to 1. I will send it out to Curtis, he'll send it to everybody. And we will meet again next Tuesday at 12:30 to make sure we've got everything good.
That's great. That helps me sending this stuff out. I'll bring final
Okay.
copies of this. We can make any final changes.
Perfect. So we need to check on, before we leave, we need to check on colored paper
Yep.
and there's something else.
I'll get with Nicole,
Yeah, good, Nicole.
and I mean, I have my list of
Okay,
stuff, but yeah, the color paper, get with Nicole, and then I think that's it that we have to do
Okay.
right now.
okay.
After this.
Well, thank you, everyone. I am going to adjourn this meeting at 10:05 and I will see you all soon. Thanks for your hard work.